I'm so ready for this. I'm so incredibly ready. I feel like they shadow dropped us. Miyazaki, how dare you shadow drop us? Listen, you can't see them from here, but I wore my good leggings today for extra added comfort. I brought the coffee for healing my soul. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I already posted today's video. What exactly is happening right now? I already posted today's video for Dark Souls 3 DLC, and now this happens. The way I normally keep track of things is I normally go to see what's going on Twitter or something like that. But since I'm off this week, I decided to why just let's just run wild with it, shall we? But thank you guys for letting me know in my Discord. I appreciate that. If you guys want to be in the Discord, it's down in the description below. Get in. What are you doing? All right, let's go. Ready?
Peggy 16.
Oh my gosh.
Mikula the Kind spoke of the beginning.
Oh.
The seduction and the betrayal.
Music.
An affair from which gold arose.
Whoa.
And so too was Shadow born. What followed was a war unseen.
Oh, there they have the sun emblem showing up again.
One that could never be put to song.
We have the impaling motif coming in.
A purge without grace or honor. The tyranny of Mesmer's flame.
Oh, wow. There's such pieces of iconography of Vlad the Impaler going on right now with this character. I love it. That'd be the essence of life?
And so kindly Mikula would abandon everything. His golden flesh, his blinding strength, even his fate. But we are not deterred. We choose to follow.
Huh. I wonder if that's a new side of Grace or something.
With us.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Shadow of the Erdtree. My goodness. There is a lot to unpack. Okay. So it's coming out on the 21st. You best believe there's going to be a playthrough of this. The 21st. I'm so excited. This is actually going to be the next playthrough. I was going to play Neo 1, but I feel like that is going to be for another time. This is coming up too soon and this takes priority. So we're going to go back through to the beginning and we're going to break down some of the lore bits that we're seeing here. So we see this concept a lot in Elden Ring and just Souls and Souls-likes in general of the concept of rebirth, death, and dying. And we see it especially in the first clip here of the trailer. We see it. And this is, in a sense, the DLC in every Souls game is always about the process of rebirthing your mental state. Now, I'm guessing what she's pulling from there is going to be what she's holding onto. God, I don't know why I'm forgetting the name off the top of my head. This is what she's pulling from the womb, is life itself. So life itself is stringing together.
And so too.
It's kind of a Kojima way of thinking, right? So you have life and death and you have the boundaries of it closing in. So what my kind of what my analysis of it is that she's stringing life and death, and she's stringing the doors closed so that you have that boundary. Because it looks like, because you can see like right between the two strings here, you have kind of what she's stringing together, doors, I'm guessing. So you have life on the other side. It's kind of all about psychological renewal, right? So when we're seeing these doors, metaphorical doors being closed, we're seeing that gap between the lighter sky, the golden sky of life, and then you have like the dark purple ominous sky being closed off, and there's kind of just like the separation between life and death, which is it's really interesting, because I mean, I don't know how you guys would feel about seeing the dead walking around 24/7 and be like, oh, hey Bob, what's going on, nice to see you. Who can see spirits? There are some people who can hear spirits. There's clairvoyance, there's clairsentience. There are all different types of people who have that link to the other side, and I feel like that's what this is describing to a degree, especially in this clip right here. All intents and purposes, Mesmer is upon Margot the Omen King's throne, right? And what I find interesting about this is that he is taking his place, because we see further
the tyranny of
not just this, because that's actually kind of interesting. Oh, we fought you already. So he's upon, okay, yeah, he's clearly upon his throne, and he's trying to take his place back. So what's interesting about this shows that several of his disciples were impaled, were killed. Because if we're calling him Margot the Omen King, he is the king of omens. He is the king of monsters. So what I find absolutely fascinating is that Miyazaki tends to put in a lot of French and Latin influence in a lot of his games, especially Bloodborne and Elden Ring. So if you look over here, I did some digging actually, and monster is French, it's just spelled differently, and it has a Latin root, which is monstrum, which means omen. Omen, evil omen, however you want to split it. So since he is the Omen King, he is literally the king of the monsters. So let's get back into this, because I find it just so fascinating, because language has such an interesting and wonderful impact on games, especially Souls and Souls-like games, in my opinion. You see, and this one right over here, I don't know, I feel like that is kind of a precursor to what Elden Ring is going to be, because I feel as if Shadow of the Erdtree is a telling of past events, of what happened before the main game, so this could be the tree of life, or what the Erdtree is going to turn into after the war, after what had happened. So I feel like this is a big retelling of past events, which is pretty cool. Okay, so this is very important, because the moon and the cross over here has a very significant meaning. So I was doing some digging, and I found out that the crescent moon with the hanging cross is the astrological sign for Hades. Whether this is, no pun intended, an omen, or it is something that relates to something deeper in the game, I have no idea. But this website that I got the clips from will be down in the description below, so you guys can check it out for yourselves. But the symbol is a crescent moon with the hanging cross within it, which is meant as a reminder to take care of your emotional self. Hades is associated with decay, unpleasantries, the criminal, deeply buried things, dirt, and garbage. However, it is also associated with antiques, antiquities, the occult, and the esoteric. Elden Ring and all Souls games, to be quite frank, even Bloodborne, have pieces of iconography and imagery like this that look on the surface just beautiful and pretty for the trailer. It has meaning, it has depth, it has weight, it has just every kind of, like, even the petals that are over here on the screen could mean something. That's what I love about these games, It's giving off very much Lady of the Lake vibes, which I don't know if this could be a potential boss or something that is, I don't know, from the soul, or what, I don't know what this would potentially mean, but it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
But we are not deterred. We choose to follow.
God, that's so pretty.
Will you walk with us?
Yeah, and that's the trailer. So, yeah, I mean, there's probably other things to unpack that I'm not noticing. within this. I mean, obviously you have the sun iconography within the warriors that were first in the battle here. Where was it? Yeah, you have the sun iconography, which is something I was actually discussing with Quaylag. We were talking about this before, both on a podcast and on Twitter. And we were discussing that the sun has so many different meanings, not just with Solaire of Astora, but within the entirety of the game itself. And I feel like, you know, because she described it absolutely wonderfully, so I would highly recommend checking out her content as well. I would also recommend checking out Vati's channel as well, because the lore on that channel is so incredible. But yeah, it's really interesting to see just how much there is within a trailer. You know, it's really fascinating. It's really awesome. And I think that the people who created this trailer obviously are just like, you know, I can't imagine how they must feel whenever lore crafting videos come out, because it's like, ooh, this dot on this rock, it must mean something. And they're probably just like, no, it's literally just a dot. And we're like, no, it has to, like, no, what? No, it's not just a dot. It's literally, it's a dot. I felt like, I honestly feel like SpongeBob when he was like, it's not just a boulder, it's a rock. You guys, that was my trailer reaction for Shadow of the Erdtree. Actually, this was technically my first trailer breakdown. Oh my gosh, baby's first trailer breakdown. It makes me so happy, honestly, because I love getting into lore crafting and the theory and all that kind of stuff. So it's really awesome for me to be able to just finally feel comfortable and confident enough to get into it. So there won't be a video tomorrow, but there is going to be a video or live stream on Thursday, depending how things go. I'm planning on doing a live stream anyway at some point for the final part of Ashes of Arendelle, and then we're going to move on to the Ring City whenever I have the time to. If everything goes the way I plan it to go, I would like to have the Ring City DLC done before, what is it, the Shadow of the Erdtree comes out on the 21st. That would be ideal. I mean, it's good that I'm, you know, playing the DLC for any Souls game, to be honest, because I need to be in prime condition for this DLC, okay? But if you guys like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe and hit that bell down below so you know when I'm making content and when I drop a video. May you find your worth in the waking world, your hunter. Stay casually nerdy, and I will see you all in the next video. Umbasa.